I get asked this age-old question all the time. Is buying a home better than renting? Let's look at the pros and cons of each option. That's what we're talking about today. Hey everyone, I'm Marvin, real estate broker with Night Owl Realty. Let's start with the pros of renting. The money that you need to come up with to get into a rental is normally less than it would be if you were trying to buy a home. When you're renting, you're not tied to a 15 or 30-year mortgage. If you plan on being in a location for a short period of time, then renting can give you the flexibility you need if you need to move for any reason. At minimum, you're tied to a 12-month lease, and if you need to break the lease, you could probably buy your way out of it. And depending on how long you've been renting, you could be on a month-to-month, and the only thing you would need to do is just give your landlord the proper notification in order for you to move out. When renting, you don't have the responsibility when it comes to maintenance, like if the AC goes out, or the heat goes out, or the roof starts to leak, or if there's any plumbing issues. Only thing you need to do is contact the landlord and they're responsible for getting it fixed. Here's some cons of renting a home. Your rent could increase every year that you're renting, and your rent could end up being just as much as it would be if you were trying to pay a mortgage. You have no real stability because at any time the landlord could decide to sell the property, or they could decide not to renew your lease and you're going to have to find somewhere else to go. You could be sharing walls with crazy loud partying neighbors. There's also restrictions that come with renting. You have to red light, green light, everything. You just can't paint the walls whatever color you want. You can't just change anything without permission. And if you do get permission, in most cases, when you move out, you're going to have to change it back the way it was when you moved in. You may not be able to have the type of pets you want, if you can have any pets at all. And you don't typically get any tax write-offs when you're renting. And the money you spend on renting, it provides you with a nice place to live, but it's not helping you build any equity, and it sure isn't helping you build any wealth. That's just money it's just gone. All right, let's talk about the pros of buying a home. Your monthly payment is predictable. It never changes as long as you have a fixed interest rate. You have your own place. You can do what you want. You can change things that you don't like. You can paint the walls whatever color you can dream of. And you can also maybe be creative outside too with your color if you don't live in an HOA, because I'm sure there's some guidelines. Over time, your home is going to be worth more than what you paid for it. Think about that. This is the most valuable asset that you may own, and every time you make a mortgage payment, you're getting closer to paying off your home, and you're building equity and personal wealth at the same time. You get to write off mortgage interest you paid on your taxes. You get to have the type of pets you want without asking for permission. All right, let's talk about the cons of buying a home. The initial costs when you're buying a home are typically more than the cost that it would be if you were in a rental. When you own a home, it's not really flexible if you have to move. It's a whole production, and how long is this process going to take? If you don't keep the home and rent it out, then you're going to have to put it on the market for sale before you're able to possibly move on to where it is that you need to go. You're responsible for the taxes, insurance, HOA, and other fees that are associated with ownership of a home. You're also responsible for the maintenance and the upkeep of the home. If anything goes wrong and you need to get it fixed, you're going to have to pay for it, and the money's going to come out of your pocket. At the end of the day, buying over renting, in my opinion, is the better option if you're able to do so. Either way, you're going to be paying to live somewhere, so if you're going to be paying anyway, why not pay for your own place and reap all the benefits that come with it? If you're thinking about buying or selling a home in North Phoenix, or the surrounding areas, and you have questions, I have answers. I'm Marvin, real estate broker with Night Owl Realty, where we're up all night closing the deal.